Some more breaking news now to report. The Wilkin County Sheriff's Office is looking for a man who robbed a Rothsay, Minnesota bank at gunpoint this afternoon. It happened at the Farmers State Bank, and that is where we find Valley News team's Yvonne Simic live in Rothsay with more. Yvonne?
Thanks, Stephanie. Now, as you said, the Wilkins County Sheriff's Office is still searching for the robber, who robbed the bank earlier this afternoon. The robber is believed to be a white male wearing gray Carhartt jeans, brown dress shirt, navy blue sweatshirt with yellow stripes on the front and back with white drawstrings. Now, the robber came into the bank and pointed the gun at the teller. Wilkins County Sheriff's Office believed the robber fled the bank on foot and off in a vehicle. Now, they aren't sure if he had an accomplice or how much money he took, and they don't have a description of the vehicle and the gun. The Otter County Sheriff's Office, FBI, and Minnesota DNR are assisting with the case. We'll have more information for you as we get it. Reporting live in Rothsay, Yvonne Simic, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Yvonne. The local high school in Rothsay was in lockdown for about an hour. Police say they're hoping someone in town may have seen something suspicious or the robber's recognizable sweatshirt, and it may lead to a tip. Here's a picture of him again. If you know anything, you're asked to call the Wilkin County Sheriff's Office right away. Slippery roads have caused more than a dozen crashes here in the metro. 3 of them happened around the exact same time on the same stretch of road, an area that is known for crashes. They all happened around 9 a.m. on the I94 Red River Bridge on the eastbound lane and 2 in the west. Thankfully, no one was hurt. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson shows us why there are a lot of problems there.
It's an area prone to accidents. For the past 3 years, we have reported numerous crashes, most of them in the westbound lane. Some slamming into the bridge wall, some taken to the hospital, and others needing a tow. MnDOT takes care of the westbound lane, and North Dakota takes care of the eastbound lane, although both say they use the same treatment on the road and have sensors that spray anti-icer depending on the weather.
With cold temperatures like this, the bridge sprayer does not activate because the chemical is not as effective.
Here's the problem. According to Alan Milbrat, highway maintenance supervisor in Moorhead, the pattern of accidents is happening when it's extremely cold. That's when liquid pretreatment doesn't work and they lay down sand and salt instead, which Milbrat says isn't 100% foolproof.
I don't know if you've ever noticed when you warm your car up at home, the puddle of water that's under the exhaust pipe. Well, as everybody's accelerating going down that ramp to get on 94, all that water is coming out onto the roadway.
The reason there are more crashes in the westbound lane, Milbrat says there's more traffic, more people in a hurry, and more people merging. Adding accelerating on ice can be trouble.
You know, there are different chemicals that are coming out that work in colder temperatures, and I know in MnDOT here they experiment with many different kinds, and some of them have favorable results, and some of the side effects aren't so good.
Looking into the future, there could be changes to prevent accidents like this on the road. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
MnDOT says the road is also a problem because it's a bridge over the river where you typically will see more accidents. They say to slow down, pay attention, and leave a good following distance. Kids 10 and under can drive a snowmobile in North Dakota, but only on private property. That's the law according to the Century Code. If you go onto public land, your youngster will need training and licenses. The Cass County Sheriff's Office says this is a good reminder to parents in light of a weekend tragedy near Hatton, North Dakota, that left a child in the hospital and another dead.
There's a variety of speeds and accelerations you can get depending on the CCs of the snowmobile. They can go all the way up over 100 miles per hour, and some of them can accelerate very quickly. So they could be quite dangerous if you are not experienced with that type of snowmobile.
Now, coming up at 6, hear more from the Cass County Sheriff's Office about what parents need to be keeping in mind when snowmobiling with their children. Well, Bird is cold out there, so cold even Fido doesn't want to be outside. And when he is, though, he's got some paw mittens to keep him nice and warm. Let's see if we'll get any relief anytime soon. Hutch, what are we in store for tonight?
Well, you know what? We are undergoing a little bit of a warm-up after bitter cold morning temperatures well below zero this morning. Teens below zero we have hit 0 degrees, so it's milder but still cold on those puppy paws this evening. All right, it looks like we have a little bit of snow out to the west as warmer air is trying to nudge its way in, but basically we're going to experience pretty chilly temperatures this evening, and wind chills are really going to be below advisory criteria, but still pretty cold, between 10 and 30 below wind chill values this evening. Wind speeds are only around 10 miles per hour from the west and southwest. That's usually a warmer direction, and that's the temperature trend we're going to see into tomorrow. But this evening, near steady temperatures just at or below 0. South winds at around 5 to 10 miles per hour, keeping a little bit of snow blowing over the roads, so watch out for those slippery spots. Now, we have a warm-up to talk about, chance of some flakes in accordance with that warm-up, and then the Arctic blast returns, this time maybe even more cold than the last bout. We'll have details here in a couple of minutes.
But we'll take a little bit of warm, as much as we can get.
Yes, and so will the puppy there. I think they'll enjoy that too.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Well, 3 people are accused of stealing from a local church just before Christmas. Now, Fargo police responded to the theft on November 21st and 22nd at Bethel Evangelical Free Church. The people have been identified as Abid and Farah Bijik and Elvida Music. All 3 are charged with Class C felony theft. Fargo police say more than 75 shoe boxes were stolen from the church. The shoe boxes were filled with toys, gifts, and money, and the items were going to be donated to Operation Christmas Child, an organization that helps needy children. A Minnesota deputy and canine handler pleaded guilty today to animal cruelty. Deputy Brett Berry was seen on surveillance video picking up a dog named Boone by his collar, slamming him into the ground and hitting Boone multiple times. Now, we want to warn you, some of this video may be disturbing. The incident happened in June 2015 and was caught on surveillance video at Black Bear Casino. In court today, Barry admitted to being blackout drunk, he said, and he said he does not remember the incident. Barry remains in Ramsey County deputy, but is no longer handling dogs. Authorities say Boone was not injured and is now in the care of others. A candid, emotional presentation at the high school in Hawley, Minnesota today. It's one with a strong message of personal loss. Matt Logan is from Byron, Minnesota, and he came to Hawley to tell his story of his daughter. He called her DJ. She was 17. A little over 3 years ago, DJ had just completed the first day of her senior year. She was driving home and texting. That's when she plowed into the back of a school bus and died.
I know it's a big deal. I didn't think it was a big deal beforehand. I understand fully how it affects an entire family.
At the conclusion of his presentation, Logan raised his daughter's phone in front of the 200 or so students there. He asked them to pledge to not text and drive. Only about a half dozen did. Stats show 11 teens die in crashes every day in this country, texting while driving, just like DJ. As the price of oil plunged below $30 a barrel today to its lowest level since 2003, UND researchers are working with the Department of Energy in western North Dakota to change the future of energy. The project creates electricity by turning the warm water pumped with oil from North Dakota wells into electricity. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us new geothermal technology that researchers say can produce pollution-free energy.
Researchers say it's technology that could one day replace power plants that run with coal. To date, nearly 70% of the electricity in the United States is produced by burning fossil fuels. The test project is getting underway at Rame near Bowman in the southwestern part of North Dakota. A special engine that can make steam out of warm water pumped out of the ground with oil powers a turbine to create electricity.
And it actually boils at 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So we can use the heat in the water that comes up with the oil, and we can heat that fluid, and it will flash to its steam, go to high pressure, and drive a turbine.
The current project is just a test project to try and ramp up commercial electrical generation, which Gosnell says one day could easily produce more electricity than coal-fired plants with zero pollution.
Energy that we could generate out there with several different types of geothermal systems is huge. But like all geothermal endeavors, is a huge upfront cost. And people who are looking to make money quickly are not going to invest in something like that.
However, Gosnold says the U.S. Department of Energy is very interested in this technology and supplying a good chunk of the money to develop this pollution-free energy resource. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
UND's initial test project out in western North Dakota will be formally dedicated next spring. With the sub-zero temperatures outside, you can make an afternoon indoors with science experiments for kids. The Concordia Science Academy says you can teach kids about the weather outside and have them learn what kind of salt it takes to melt the snow and ice. Or test brand items like toilet paper to see which product is the strongest. Look at that. They say it's about teaching all ages that science can be fun.
Everyone can do science and everyone can have fun doing science. So you're limited by only your imagination, and there's a lot of cool stuff out there to look for. So one of the great terms to Google would be kitchen science. It's going to show you lots of kind of cool science that you guys can do at home, parents and kids together.
You can find experiment ideas and much more about the Concordia Science Academy on valleynewslive.com. Just look for this story under the Valley Today tab. And here's a great reminder, something indoors this weekend as well, about the Valley Women's Expo this weekend, a day to take for you. It includes inspiring speakers, cooking demonstrations, wine sampling, shopping, and so much more. Join us Friday from noon to 9 p.m. and Saturday 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Fargo Dome. You can get tickets there at the door, but you can find the full schedule and ticket information at valleynewslive.com.